Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really fun holiday review for you guys. I know a lot of you guys have been anticipating this palette. So this is the new Mcgrath holiday palette, the big one. This is the Celestial Divinity palette, and I'm so excited to get this and try it out for you guys here. I'm going to be talking about it and doing two looks and giving you guys my thoughts on this one. So this released like a week and a half ago. I ordered it off the Mcgrath website, although the shipping on there is a bit slow, so if you guys are going to order this one, I would recommend ordering from Sephora because they seem to be a bit quicker if you guys are wanting to get it super quick or anything like that. But this is kind of a whole new thing for Mcgrath. It's like, I would call it a mid-size palette, but you still get a lot of shades in here. So the usual big Mcgrath palettes look like this. They have kind of a chunkier plastic packaging. They're very heavy, very luxe looking, and you get 10 shades in these. These are $125, which is quite a bit. This new one is only $78, and you actually get 15 shades, but the shades are smaller. Here they are size-wise compared to each other. As you can see, these do have smaller shades, but a lot more, which I really don't mind because it takes me forever to use the eyeshadow, so I really don't care if I'm getting more product or less product. I care about the price and the quality, so I'm all about the cheaper price. So that had me excited, and looking at the color story, I was gonna buy this even if it was more expensive. I was really intrigued by the colors in here. I just thought they looked so beautiful. I saw a lot of my favorite kind of shades to wear, like purples, pinks, golds, greens. That's what I love, and I feel like that's kind of more wearable color for me, so I definitely wanted to pick this up. So I was really happy to see it offered at a cheaper price point. As I mentioned, they do have more of a cardboard packaging, but I do like it. I like the pink background with the gold accents, but I do believe they did use a lot of stickers because my stickers on here crooked, so they kind of just slapped that on. It looks like mine's just a little bit crooked, but I really don't mind that at all. It doesn't bother me. I'm mostly interested in the eyeshadows. So there is some differences here I didn't want to mention, but I hope that she does continue making some of these cheaper palettes because I am all about that. Now this palette, it's definitely very shimmer heavy, which I feel like is pretty true for most Mcgrath palettes I found. That's why I don't have a ton in my collection. I only have a couple, and my favorite one is actually the Divine Rose, which I was showing earlier. I just feel like this one is so wearable, very beginner friendly, and it has a nice mix of mattes and shimmers, and it has the perfect mattes that I want. Of course, this one only has, I think, only 2 mattes in it, really, but they're just essential shades, like a dark brown and a medium shade that I can blend out with. So this one has only, I think, 3 mattes, and then there's a ton of super metallic, somewhat glittery type shades in there, but the mattes in here that I tried were pretty good. I feel like the quality was definitely on par with her other mattes in these palettes. Let's go ahead and get into these swatches because I will say this palette swatches beautifully. You can see here they just melt onto the skin, which kind of has me believing that these would probably be best honestly applied with your finger on the eyes. I did use a brush with my lips to kind of see how it is, but they just apply so beautifully with the finger. But I also have some other techniques I want to show you and what made this palette work better for me, which I'll do in my tutorials. So that's kind of the first look and details of this palette. Let's go ahead and get into the makeup looks I did. Alright, so first look with the new Mcgrath palette. I think I'm going to do something with the purple since there is a lot of purple going on in this palette. So first I'm going to go ahead and take this rose colored shade, and I'm just going to blend this into the crease. Next I'm going to take a little bit of this berry shade also into the crease. Next, I'm going to take this dark smoky purple here. This is technically a shimmer, but we'll see how it works, like packed in the outer corner on the eye. So I'm kind of pressing it down, and then I'm just going to lightly blend it out with my brush. So I did that about halfway on the eye. It's a very dark purple. I'm going to take this little smudger brush, I wet it just a little bit, and I'm going to go into this sparkly purple here and put this in the lower lash line. I do have a little bit of fallout there from the other shade. Next on this flat brush, I'm going to go into this shade, which has been calling my name. It looks so beautiful. It's such a sparkly purple, some like gold shimmer. So I'm going to use this all over on the lid. Let's see if it'll work with this brush. Ooh. And nope, let's do the finger because that was not picking it up. The finger is definitely gonna pick up more product. I had to step away real quick because I had literally so much fallout from one of the darker purples. Probably the one I used in the outer corner underneath my eye, but I think I got it. Okay, so just kind of blending that on. So here's the look that we came up with. I'm not 100% happy with it, to be honest. We'll see if I can kind of fix it up with concealer once I have the rest of my makeup on, mascara and all that. But I don't know, there just was a lot of fallout there, and some of the shades just seemed a little bit hard to work with, and I'm curious to see if this shimmer is gonna last all day because I keep having to reapply it. Even though it's gorgeous, like when I swatch it, it's so stunning. So we shall see. Let me put the rest of my makeup on. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I wanted to show you the look with everything on. I was a little bit nervous about this one, but it looks so much better once I kind of cleaned up the eye. I mean, sometimes when you watch me, my eye looks crazy until I finish. I just have to remember that. It might look crazy at first, but overall, it looks like a really pretty purple eye look. And what I did also, I wanted to add a little bit of extra to the shimmer, so I actually mixed in some liquid glitter adhesive and popped more of that purple on the lid, just because it seemed like it was one that wasn't going to stay in place. So I feel like it can be helpful with these shimmers to make them pop even more, to add a glitter adhesive. And I just used one from Anastasia, but here's a close-up. This eye got a little bit wonky, but I think I fixed it, and I put the lashes on too. But overall, I'm pleased with how that one came out. I'm just not sure if I'm loving this dark purple shade in there so much. Alright guys, on to look number 2 with the Celestial Divinity palette. I just got out of the shower, so that is why my hair is wet, but I wanted to dive into this ASAP. I know I struggled a little bit with yesterday's look, but I got so many compliments from you guys in my video that I filmed with it. I did like my Ipsy and bagging, and you guys loved it, so thank you so much. I am going to play a little bit more here with the shimmers and see what I can come up with. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take this copper down here into the crease. Well, it's kind of a coppery burgundy, so not quite what I was expecting. Okay, once I have that set in, I am going to take a little bit of this burgundy shade over here in there as well. Next, I'm going to take this green and kind of place this in the outer portion of the lid. This one I feel like is one of those that really needs the mixing medium to kind of amp it up, because I just don't think the shimmer is going to stay in place. But I'm just kind of packing that on. I'm going to go over top and just kind of mix that color in there. This will make it extra metallic, and then I'll place it over kind of that base that we just did. And I'm kind of trying to make it go out just a bit more. I'm adding more of that glitter adhesive, and I'm going to go into this color down here. It's kind of a green gold, and I'm going to mix that with the adhesive for the inner portion of the eye. On a wet brush, I am going to go in with this kind of green-red shift color here in the middle and place this on the lower lash line. So I think that's what I want to do for the eyes. I don't know, I just still find that my crease looks very unblended. But I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here is the look number 2, completely done. Got all my base on, and also I blow dried my hair as well so I could film the rest of this video. But once again, it actually came out really great all together. I was just a little bit worried. I did have to go in with some translucent powder and blend the edges in my crease a little bit with that red shadow, just because it was just a little bit patchy. I wasn't obsessed with it, so this kind of just faded it a little bit more. I feel like I'm just a little bit obsessive about blending and I just need to let that go sometimes because I feel like in the end the makeup look usually does turn out good once I have everything on. So I'm definitely happy with this look. I'm glad I experimented a little bit more, tried something new. But let's get into my final thoughts. Alright, so for my final thoughts here on the Celestial Divinity palette, I have to say, as you guys saw, I kind of struggled with this palette, making it work for me. This really isn't something I'm used to. I don't have a ton of pat palettes like I mentioned, and I know her palettes are predominantly shimmers, and I'm just not used to working with mostly shimmers. Trying to make shimmers work in the crease and in the outer corner, they always seem to be patchy, and I'm used to using like mattes in my crease, mattes in my outer corner, so this one definitely got me out of my comfort zone a bit more to kind of try some different techniques in doing my makeup. I'm still glad that I bought this because it is helping me get more comfortable with that and experimenting more, but I don't know if this palette's going to be for everyone. Some people might get frustrated with it. And also I did want to mention too, with these shimmers, I really feel like you need to use a glitter adhesive or a glitter glue with them, some sort of mixing medium to really get them to stay and pop like mine did on the eyes. If you want to get that metallic look, this is what is going to get you there. So I definitely recommend that. Although I do have a lot of palettes that I really don't need to do that with, so that was kind of like an extra step, which sometimes I don't want to take that extra step when I'm in a hurry and I just, you know, I don't feel like taking a long time on my makeup, so that can be annoying in some ways, but it really does make the shadows hold up longer. So I really think you need that with this, or else you might not be happy with it because the shimmers otherwise aren't going to be as prominent and they're gonna kind of blend away and get more follow everywhere, which I don't love. This one just kind of makes it like a liquid metal, which I like. So definitely recommend a glitter adhesive, although it is just another step that maybe some of you guys aren't really gonna want to take that, but they really do help the look a lot more. So I think that's mostly what I wanted to say about this so far. I do want to play with it a bit more. I think I'm really gonna like this more for like a really beautiful shimmer all over the lid, and maybe putting two shimmers together on the lid, something like that I could just do really easy and have this beautiful metallic eye look, which is perfect for holiday. I wouldn't say I'm really obsessed with this palette. I definitely have palettes that I prefer and are easier to work with because I did have some troubles with this one, but I am a newbie-ish to Pat McGrath's shades, so I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means, and I know that there's even like repeat shades in this one and other palettes, which I'm not super familiar with, so I'm not really going to get into that. But if you guys are a collector, you might already have some of the shades in here, but I'm mostly just focusing on this palette for today and giving you guys my thoughts. So that's going to be it for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Let me know if you guys picked this one up, if you're going to be trying any of these looks. If you guys did any looks, I would love to see them as well to give me some inspiration with this one as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys!